Hello, hello. Sorry, I'm just hearing music from my headphones. And it freaked me out. How are we doing? Hope all is well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Apologies on... let me know the audio levels and all that good stuff as well. Apologies on the old not doing it yesterday. Had car issues, which doesn't make any sense for a stream because I don't need to drive. But I did need to drive. I had appointments and blah, blah, blah. But that seems to all be fixed now. And we're back ready to go. Sprig, good to have you. Rodrigo, yeah, me too. I wish everyone was just on the same. We wake up at the same time, we go to sleep at the same time. It would make things a lot easier. Got a new setup as well. If you see here, that's my sculpting station, which is cool. Welcome, O Artista. Welcome. Good to have you. A fancy name that I can't pronounce with the pink hands. Welcome. Pink, good to have you. Slump God, what's going on? Panda, good to have you. AZ Aussie. Hey, I can't. Welcome. Good to have you. All right, so we're going to be continuing on this. Let me get the infinite streamception out of the way. And I've got a weird camera angle today because I'm still trying to figure out this setup. So this is sort of how it's going to be, unfortunately. But it's not terrible. It's not great, not terrible. We'll work with it though. So yeah, working on this Spider-Sona. Alright, so I've been messing around, trying to get that sort of thing going on. It's nowhere near done. We've got a lot of tweaking to do. I've just been having fun pushing shapes around, to be perfectly honest. So we've got these ones, and we've also got this guy as well, which he's coming together. He's going to need a bit more work, but what I do want to do is really focus on shape, right? Really block things out, not get into the details too early, and just really focus on the shape and get some like cool dynamic shapes, if we want to use buzzwords. And yeah. Cool. Audio sounds good. Fantastic. The camera is hot. Oh, glad to hear it. Commotion. All is good, my friend. Hope the same is for you. All right. Let's we're gonna warm up today, right? Because I'm cold as ice right now. We need some warming up. So let's get the full screen. Let's get it all going. Ninlen Quero Setu. No idea what that means. If we can get some live translation going, that would be fantastic. Let's have a look. What do we got? What do we got? And if someone listening now, before we get stuck into the Spider-Sona, if you can remind me to record, I'll be forever in your debt. That'd be awesome. Because I will forget. And I'll be 6 hours into the stream and I'll be like, fuck. So, let's do a little, for the newcomers, that haven't heard the spiel yet, let's add this into OBS. Right, so when we're doing the warm-up, we've got an indication of what is to come. That's user experience, baby. Okay, and then, what do you reckon? We come here, and we go, working on this after warm-ups. Okay, bada bing, bada boom. It's jank as hell, but it will work. Look at that. Bam. All right. So now we're all across it. We get the warm-up tag going. Okay, so first port of call, Pinterest. Geo, maybe an hour. Warming up for an hour, something like that. You want to draw me? Yeah, go for it. Give it a good. Give it a good. Give it a go. Yeah, I've just woken up. Zane, appreciate it, my friend. No, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. My words are tricky for me at the moment. So we need to warm up mentally and in the drawing space. That's what this is helpful for. So first port of call, Pinterest, hey? And let's focus on shapes for the warm up. Just real simple shapes. So let's actually do it so you can see my screen. Here we go. Let's have a look. Let's go into my, I've got figure study references, right? I've been way into like skating, like, cause I've been listening to Tony Hawk's podcast, and I've been really digging just the 90s vibes. Well, you didn't see that. How do we, okay, hold on. Okay. Whew. Don't pull this, oh shit. All right, let's find some, no, it keeps refreshing it. How do we do it? Okay, we just got to be sneaky. So let's, maybe, I like this one. Just as like a figure standing on a studio style, I don't know, whatever you call it, background. Standing in the studio, that's quite nice. Quite simple, but it could be really like, we can get tricky with the lighting. So maybe we'll use that as our key figure, like our subject. Get some line work. I always like to look at just how people and different artists tackle their shapes through line. The YouTube video is getting close as well. The YouTube video is getting like super close. Really close. What do we reckon? What do we think? I love this stuff. Hi, my name is Sam. I don't think this is Sam that created that, which is annoying. So, actually like this one as well. Art Station. Who is it? And they've taken it off Art Station. I know it. All right, if anyone knows this artist, please let me know, because it's beautiful. Because I still want to keep it stylized, you know. Let's have another look. So we've got some line work ideas to play around with. So we've got one line work. Let's go to my character, 3D characters. Let's look at some of these I know it. Well, I'll know it when I see it, when it pops out to me. I like this lighting. This is beautiful. Gabriel Salas or Salas. Beautiful, beautiful work. And I want to bring a little bit of this into the Spider-Sona as well. Like I really need to start 3D-ifying it because it's a little bit 2D feeling at the moment. So we'll, and I love this as well. I don't know who did this though. Frustrating as fuck. And they're not going to tell you, are they? Oh no, maybe they do. Oh, this is a nice website. This is Pixar.com. Hello. Hello. Lucius? No, that's the person. They're going to tell you who this is. I love the brushwork on this one. This is really beautiful. Let's see if we can do some sneaky inspection if they've named their images nicely. Content, nah, it's a random fucking ID. Annoying. I actually watched this the other night while I was sculpting because I love the shapes of The Incredibles. Okay, let's just get stuck into it because I love the color in this and like the texture. So let's just get warming up, and I'm doing it more character stuff for this warm up because I'm going to be doing character stuff for the rest of the stream, if you understand what I'm saying. And I've got to get chat up. I've lost chat. And you're back. Welcome back, everyone. Okay. Corin, welcome, my friend. Good to have you. Hope you've been well. Life, welcome. Yeah, Zane, that's what it feels like. I don't need warm up because that's sometimes what happens, and then I kick myself for it because I don't know, it's been really helpful because I never used to do many warm-ups. Okay. Geo, each to their own with the warm-ups. There's no set time. If you can get warmed up in like half an hour, you do you, babe. You just go for it. Rodrigo, what would my Spidey suit be made out of? I don't know. I was thinking, just to quickly go back, almost this like colorful sort of reflecty kind of material, you know, like with a little bit of holographic-ness to it. So no idea what it would actually be made out of. Some made up material that does that. Okay, so let's warm up. Shapes, that's what I was saying as well. So let's see if we can just do shapes. So using shout out, the filthy plugin right here. So that's going to help me out. You can of course do this without the plugin, but this just helps me a frick ton. All right, let us go. Yeah, I've got some AI images in the in Pinterest. They're pretty good. Like they look kind of, yeah. Where they got them done from, I'm not sure. So it is a little bit. Sun Guns, welcome. Axel, good to have you. Bald, welcome. Ouroboros, welcome back. I'm the most spider punk artist. I don't know. Oh my God, hacker. You guys can be a hacker too. You right click and you go inspect element. Okay. And then you can be you can be a hacker as well. Who would my who Devani, welcome. Devani, who would be your Spidersona's nemesis? Art block. Le art block. Renata, welcome. Good to have you. Omega, I've got no idea. Maybe we might add a special sort of like a symbol or something. Anna, man, good morning. Good to have you. Ouroboros of paint chips. Oh, I like that. Good idea. Good idea. Sticky art, welcome, welcome, welcome. Durdlin, good to have you. Yeah, IVN or LVN, I get you. I actually didn't realize they were, until I read the captions. I started saving some of them without knowing that they were AI, because I was liking the forms and the sort of lighting that they had. So it was, yeah, I don't know how I feel. I mean, they're in there, but it's like, yeah. And I think they were on ArtStation themselves, so yeah, I don't know. But it did look cool, so I saved it on Pinterest. Sue me. But no, I get it at the same time. All right, let's get stuck into it. All right, shapes. That's what we're after. Shapes. So let's start with these. It's going to look jank as hell at the moment. Like, just to start with, I can guarantee you that right now. So the head's too small. But this is a good way to actually just get lay down some shapes, you know? All right, so we've got like working with silhouette, which I haven't done much of, to be perfectly honest with you. All right, so I'm just getting some, so I'm working off of this sort of reference here. Just getting a bit of the silhouette going. Nothing crazy. And it's going to look jank. That's fine. Yeah, Rodrigo, le art block. But it's kind of like a, whatever you call it. It doesn't have, it's not anthropomorphized, you know? Ugh. Big word, I know. What, anthropomorphized? Do I have a best go-to way to present characters in sketches? Yeah, I like the vibe of industrial designers. Or like how, like if we go to Pinterest, yeah, Venom, anthropomorphized, that, yeah, basically means like you're adding, so if you put like eyes on a leaf, and it's like, oh, how cute that little leaf is, you sort of like humanize that. Kind of like how Disney anthropomorphized like animals and deers and lions and all that sort of stuff. So Clarence, welcome. All right. So we've got a silhouette here. We've got something happening. So what do we do next? That's the question. What's the play here? Do we start adding some of the darker lines? I might do this grayscale just to begin with. Just to get some of the transitions between materials, you know. Just have a bit of a play. So you've got the arm here. You've got this arm. I want to break the silhouette here a little bit, where the arm is. So we're starting to get a little bit of depth. Bit of the hair maybe. And this is fun, just doing it right now. I don't do this very often at all, like with figure. But you know what we have been doing? We've been doing it a lot with environments, which can help as well. Axel, how annoying. At the moment, we're just using Gumroad's way of doing things. We've had a few people mention that. So we'll have to do something about it. I'll see what I can do. I'm catching up with Francis this week, so we'll see if we can get something going for you. Corin. Exactly, bingo. Sorry, yeah, words are hard right now. We're getting warmed up. So what we can do, what I've been actually loving doing as well, is using the warp tool, because I've actually seen a few people use this to start. Because I was always like, oh, I want to draw everything and blah blah blah. But then deadlines happen, and I've got to get shit done. Like I can get the shape that I want eventually, but it's like, yeah, sometimes I just want to fucking move shit around, you know. But that kind of ruined the... So let's cut into it. So now you've got the delete option here, which is just going to cut in. Cut into some of these shapes. Make the feet maybe a little bit smaller. Show that difference with the cuff of the leg. But the knee's like down here now, so that looks a bit weird. A lot weird, actually. And this whole thing is looking not correct. Let's zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. I'm just checking the screen. Also, for a lot of you guys, it's Monday, I believe. So happy Monday. Start of the week. It's Tuesday for me. All right, and what's happening here? So I'm looking at if I were to analyze this, I'm seeing this kind of thing, right, with the body. So like her hips are sort of pointing out that way. So it's like bam, bam. So I'm going to see if I can get that feeling here. And that's what the issue, I reckon, is here. So we've got bam, bam. And then this leg, let's do a quick little bit of surgery. And like that. That's cool. Don't hate it, don't love it. It is what it is. Now, yeah, just got to keep the thing in. Let's see if I can adjust the whole screen so you guys aren't missing out on a bunch of stuff. There we go. That might be more advantageous. Oh my God. The words this morning, they're tricky. So now go down to smaller ankles maybe. Something like that. Now let's go back to the darks. All right, I want to show that difference here with the legs. Yeah, the liquefied tool is a pain in the tuchus for me. I like it on the iPad. Here it's just like a whole thing that it throws you into. I need speed. I don't have time to go into a different mode. So what does she wear? What does she got? She got oven mitts on. Okay. Maybe I don't want oven mitts. I'm just going to do a hand. So this is like a good little, what would you call it? Exercise. Because what we can do now, because we've got these shapes, we can use a clipping mask to then just come over the top and say, okay, now I want the skin to be a little bit lighter. Then I can just go and block in these lighter shapes here. Then we can add color and all sorts. And what I might want to do as well is start adding some lighting. So let's knock down the background. Maybe. No, let's keep it light. Let's knock it down here. Let's merge these all together. Then let's darken her just a tad so she stands out a little bit more. Then we can get like a soft round. Something like this. Next song, please. Oh no. Quit Spotify. Or else they're gonna shut us down. Where's my bloody music gone? Here we are. No? The music's coming from somewhere and I don't know where it's coming from. That's an issue. Here we go. Ugh, screens everywhere. Did that work? Yep. Okay, we're back. So guys, we're back. Okay. So what I can do, what I sometimes like to do as well is use the lasso tool. Just plain vanilla lasso tool. Just to give myself some some hard edges. So if I wanted to come in here and just add some of these indications of shadows to begin with, it helps out a lot. I'm looking at this arm here and it's going to be in 3 dimensions, right? So maybe we round that one out. And we round that one out a little bit. And then maybe we invert that selection. And then we do something a little bit darker. I don't know. This is all experimentation. We're just trying stuff out, you know. So it's starting to get some dimension to it as well. It looks kind of weird, but I said it was going to look jank to begin with, so there's no surprises there. Let's add in the white socks. Some of that in. Let's just throw some color on it, hey? Let's get going with the color. Colours. I live in Australia. Adelaide, to be specific. South Australia, right down the bottom. Not bottom in Tasmania, but on the bottom of the main bit. Tanner, appreciate you, my friend. Welcome. So let's go to the color layer mode. What sort of colors are we looking at? What do we reckon? Maybe we do it something similar to what we've got here. So let's go. So the fill, add the fill in. Bam. Okay, so then we got the jeans. Sachins. All right, a little bit too like in your face. So let's knock them back a little bit saturation wise. Yeah, maybe this can be a little bit more on the subdued side as well. Look at me with my big words this morning. And then we add the skin color, something like that maybe. Get the hands the same. White shoes. And it's not going to do white shoes because it's in the color layer mode. That's all right. Oh, Sprig. That's a pain. Fingers crossed for a charge. Do you have a pencil and a bit of paper? That could still work, you know. Just to do something while you're waiting. All right, let's try the overlay layer mode. It's kind of an in-between between the color layer mode and the you know, multiplier. It's pretty versatile. So yeah, just throwing these shapes in. And we're going to need to bump them up a little bit more variation wise. So I could do it. Yeah, let's do it on the overlay layer just for speed, because this is a warm up and we're in danger zone right now of going way too in depth with this one. It is a warm up. It doesn't need to be bloody a finished piece. And a lot of the times, to be honest, I actually like my warm-ups better than the final. So maybe we can bring some of that energy into it. Into the my final Spider-Sona. Got a little bit of those blue things going on here, maybe. All right, let's knock it. You see how sporadic I am with it. I'm not used to this process, so I'm just giving this a go. Let's grab the multiply layer and add some of these darker darks, right? So we've got darker darks. So we've got some of these, so I'm looking at the directions, the simple shapes of these. What would you call them? Creases? That is exactly what you would call them. And then we can come in and add the lights later on. So we've got some of these creases, some of these delineations between the materials. Oh, Mixter, you absolute legend. I appreciate you. Sock, good to have you. Thanks so much. ARG. No, it works with 2021 plus, like upwards. Unfortunately, because we're using, without getting too technical, there's this thing called an API. Basically allows us to hook into Photoshop's functions, and they've got a newer API that's only working for their 2021 and above. Whatever you call it, version of Photoshop, which is annoying. Tanner, no, I didn't go to art school per se. I did industrial design in university, but then dropped out. Apologies for those of you that have heard this over and over again. But I'm always happy to answer questions. And then, yeah, just kind of tried to do my own stuff. I've taken like short courses and that kind of stuff, both online and in person, but no, I didn't go to like art school. But the way I always see it, even if I did go to art school, as it's like, as you would think of it, like traditionally, I guess, you still got to do your own stuff. Like you've still got to study on your own, you know. It's not just going to be like they're telling you the information. You've still got to do the work. But yeah, I think the online space now, there's so much information out there, so many like wicked courses, even YouTube videos and stuff. It's just like, yeah, there's no excuse. So this is a cool way of working. I quite like this. It just gets something out quick. We're not getting too finicky with it. We're just throwing shapes down, just like we were doing with this is why I love like trying new things, because I was doing this mainly for environments, and now it's sort of coming in handy for character stuff. All right, then maybe if we add some lights. So I'll just keep going back. Like I'm just going to merge this all down. I'm going to be crazy. Bam, bam. All on the one layer. Whoop. Now let's add the screen layer mode. Screen's nice because it's when I think of screen, I think lighter, like light. Lighten things up for me. That's what I'm thinking about. So we can just start adding some of these parts where I think, so I'm thinking like a top-down lighting setup. So I'm just going to add where I think the light's going to hit. The light's going to hit the hand there. It's going to hit the top of this. This one here might hit the top of... It's almost looking a little abstracty, which I don't hate. Indigo, me too. Rodrigo, update to new version. Oh, are you talking to someone else? I'm not sure. Sugar beets. Oh, cool, nice. No, you're not. You don't worry about it. You don't blab. You're fine. This is what the chat's for. Is for chatting. No stress. Sugar beets. I'm not sure what Kennergy is. I'm thinking that's a Barbie reference. I don't know. I cannot say with confidence if I do or not. Kauta. It is a plugin that I've made with a good friend of mine, Francis, and you can get it in the description. Links in the description. Adam, welcome. Good to have you. Trinity. Fantastic to have you. Adam, no, this is like a once-off. This is just because I had some stuff to handle yesterday. So this is just a once-off, but I wanted to get the stream in this week, so I just moved it to today. I actually prefer it on my Monday, a lot of your guys is Sunday. But we'll just roll with it, you know. All right, so we got these lights, but they're too like flat. So what I can do now is I can come over with the eraser and round out some of these lighter sort of screen layer accoutrements. Right, so this is cool. Maybe we make her face look like a face now. I think it's time. She deserves it. Sock, you absolute legend. Really, really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Orangy. Oh, mate, yeah. We're going to be recording one this week. No, I appreciate it. No, because we've actually been doing some consulting. Like, that's another thing, like, with putting yourself out there online and stuff, you never know what's going to happen. Like, doing some consulting with some companies with social media, sort of sharing what we know, what we've found, what we've discovered, all that sort of stuff. And it's been a bloody blast. So that's been taking up a bit of our time as well. But no, we'll be getting onto the podcast again, getting back on the podcast bandwagon, because I miss them as well. I miss doing them. So our Thursday, we're going to go record a new one, which is going to be sick. So here, I'm keeping with the theme of simple shapes, you know. Still keeping the shapes really simple. Maybe the nose might not be that bright. And this is sculpting, guys. Sculpting. Get some clay and start sculpting. It's the funnest thing in the world, and it helps your 2D work out so bloody much. It's unreal. I'm excited to see what the YouTube channel is going to turn into. Because I reckon it's just going to be a mix of all sorts of stuff. What I'd like it to be is just the stuff that I'm interested in. And then you guys will hopefully be along for the ride and just like discover new stuff as I discover new stuff. LVN. From Ukraine. Great to have you. Great to have you. Yeah, I'm generally a night guy myself. But no, glad you could make it. Sarah, welcome. Venom. Yeah, that add-on. Links in the description. Zane. Yeah, it's a business, just like everything else. Specifically, if you're working for yourself, you know, you've got to know a little bit of the marketing, right? Know a little bit of presentation. How do you present your work? Trends sometimes, although I don't like to rely too heavily on them. I mean, it's not a disadvantage that Spider-Man is in the zeitgeist at the moment, you know, in the pop culture pretty heavily, which will hopefully get more views to this and blah blah blah. So he's got to be a little bit strategic with this stuff, but also do the stuff that you enjoy as well, or else it gets boring real quick. Sarah G, it is 11:32 a.m. Now, Sarah G, have you sent me a DM about the PDF? If yes, I haven't forgotten. It's on my to-dos. If you haven't, disregard this altogether. And apologies for taking so long to get back to you. I'm just swamped at the moment. Also, secret time. So I've got with what you call it, character design quarterly. You guys know that a lot of you know that I did. We worked together on that sort of tutorial piece for them. I've got another one coming out with them that I've got to start. That won't be coming out for another little while, but that's a bigger deal. Let's put it that way. So I'm looking forward to that. So I might have to do some sketching for the face because it's looking scary at the moment. Also, in preparation for if you're on Photoshop, excuse me, halftones and screen tones, brush pack through Photoshop. Oh, excuse me. Halftones and screen tones brush pack that you can get through Photoshop if you just go here and I think it's like get more brushes. Go find that one and download that because I think I'll be using that a little bit today as well. If you do want to have a play around with that as we go, because I don't use it very much, but it's Spider-Man, right? Specifically the animated version, so they use a lot of the texture stuff. So let's add some structure here. It's low res because it's a warm-up. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. All right, let's see what these eyes are going to be like. Which looks a bit boss-eyed at the moment, but that's all right. We can fix that. Do the old flip, and she looks weird. So the flip is the lie detector, the truth serum. It sobers you up real quick. Now I would like to maybe keep her eyes feeling more I don't know, bigger. I don't know. It's alright, we're just playing. We're playing. No stress at all. And that's to me, this is me talking to myself right now, not you guys. No stress, Ben. Don't fucking... get caught up in the details. And this eye's way too big, so we can knock that back. So this is cool. I'm actually really digging this way of working. So we should really put some hair, make the hair feel like, we'll just silhouette it out, so then we can add some of these things along the side here. But we've really, I'm still thinking in 3D. It's really just the tool that I'm using to, how would you say, describe the 3D forms. Is different. So maybe we show a bit of the ear. Yeah, she needs ears. That's what's up. Let's merge them all down. Now chat's going. It's going nuts at the moment. My apologies. Got to catch up. Oh, auntie. That's awesome to hear. That's scary and also awesome to hear. Oh, I suck. No need to apologize. Zane, there you go. Life lessons from the Joker. I love it. Venom. Legend. I hope you get a ton out of it. Patton from Nova Scotia. Whereabouts is that? It's in... Is that America? I usually do these same time, but yesterday. Barbie is popular right now. Maybe. I'm not sure if it's kind of my vibe. Maybe. You never know. Sugar Beach, you're not wrong. Wednesday did very well. Wednesday performed very, very well. Denise, good to have you. Benny on a Monday. That's a good Ben. That's not a bad band name. I don't hate that. Yeah, Sarah. Yeah, I have. I've read it. It's on my to-dos. Definitely. Patton, Canada. That's right. Nova Scotia. That's right. Welcome, my friend. Good to have you. Margarito. Welcome. It is exciting painting with shapes, Rodrigo. So let's do the signature simple ear. All right, not my signature. I've stolen this from countless people. Disney, everyone. So then we got the ear there. Let's round the face out a little bit. Maybe cut in using the delete function on the Filthy plugin. Shameless plug. I have no issue plugging it because I find it useful every single day. Let's get the eyes going. Brighten these eyes up. Whoa. And this eye. Oh my God, my voice is breaking. I'm going through puberty. It's a struggle right now. Bloody hell. There we are. There's the eyes. That's better. Better. Okay, let's add a little bit of the lip color. This is a warm-up pen. Don't need to get too in-depth. Let's delineate some of these fingers. Maybe her hand is kind of like that. There's some weird proportion things going on here, but I don't care right now. I'm having fun exploring the shapes. Let's add some depth. No, actually, no, wrong. Let's add some color variation. Alaska, welcome. Good to have you. Too much color variation there. Color variation in the ears, always like that. Adding some of this color variation on the ears themselves and on the nose. Just a bit of red, you know, maybe a bit on the cheeks. It's fine. It's fine. But let's add some different color variation. Maybe a little bit of that on the forehead. Let's get some going on the hands a little bit. We need to balance out this hair. Let's maybe have the hair come down see a little bit behind her head like that. I really don't know what this hairstyle is, but it is what it is. The neck is a little bit wonky, so let's add that in. Let's make it feel like it's a part of the body a little bit more. That's going to pretty much all be in shadow, I think. More or less. Maybe the head needs to be a tad bigger. So let's do some surgery. Better. I think. I don't know. You tell me. Let's add a little bit of the hair shadow. Let's go to multiply layer. Multiply, it just translates to shadow for me. Shadow, multiply. Next song, please. I really want to play my own music, which sucks. I've actually been getting so into, like, because of the drums, been getting really into the Foo Fighters. Like, I've always liked them, but just like learning their songs, it's been so much fun. Dave Grohl seems like just the chillest guy. Like, I've been watching interviews and podcasts and stuff. He just seems so chilled. All right, see, even with this little bit, right? We've got depth, right? It looks okay at the moment, but then bam, now we've got some depth because we've got some understanding of the light direction. So it's top down. So this feels more concept-y and not like super finished, which I don't hate. Oh, Oppenheimer. That is what I'm excited for. I can't wait to... Do you guys have Hoyts? Do you know what Hoyts is? Like the movie place? Because I've got... Yeah. I've got a little birthday certificate. I'm going to go see Oppenheimer. Detective Girl, great to have you from Italy. It still boggles my mind that we've got people from all over the place. We've got Nova Scotia, we've got Italy, we've got America, Ohio, all over the place. Bloody cool. Appreciate you all keeping me company as well. It really, really means a lot. From El Salvador. Bloody hell, Sergio, welcome. Venom, me too. I love me a bit of Joe Rogan. Yeah, Renata. Yeah, basically it's, yeah, just I think it's Australia's main movie place. Is like Hoyts. I haven't been to the movies in a good little while as well. From Chile. Oh my goodness, Alaska. Alaska from Chile. How cool. I just plug it in and don't use the screen. So I just don't plug in the screen bit. Which, we've got Mexico, we've got Egypt. Holy frick, this is so cool. Sarah, playing music, but share the names of a couple of songs you like a lot. All right, pretty much everyone will probably know the Foo Fighters, but let's give some maybe Australian artists a shout out. Who was I listening to the other day? John Butler. The John Butler trio, specifically John Butler, Ocean. chuck that on Spotify and just enjoy. I have very eclectic tastes, so you might hate it. It's a long song, but it takes you on a ride. And I actually learnt it for my end of year 12 guitar, whatever it's called, assessment many a year ago. So John Butler's good. Hilltop Hood. You guys familiar with Hilltop Hoods? From Vietnam? Holy shit, guys. It's like the bloody United Nations in here. Welcome. So yeah, Hilltop Hoods. They're actually from Adelaide. Up in the hills here. That's where they got their name, Hilltop Hoods. Which is cool. I'm not sure. They're pretty popular though. You might know them. From Argentina. Who else? Australian music I've been listening to. I mean, you've got Bliss and Esso. Again, they're like more hip hop, rap. I don't know if you call them rap, but yeah. Who else? Hilltop Hood's Nosebleed section. I've memorized all the words to that. I think that's pretty popular though. I remember when I was younger, that like I just memorized it, played it over and over and over and over again. All right, so just adding some of these lights. This is coming together all right. I don't hate this. This is not bad. But also, we've got to get going on the main thing, the main show. Sad state of affairs. Welcome from California. Awesome. Pattern, yeah, that's not a bad idea actually. Spotify playlist, just all my liked songs. Sergio Papusas. That sounds like a naughty word. I'm not sure what that is. It does sound like a not safe for YouTube word, unless someone can translate that for me. Or is that a band? I've got no idea. So we're just going to darken up some of these things in here. So we've got some roundness to the face. Maybe we add... It's a food. Okay, Venom, thank you. I've got no idea what that is. I might like it. What is it? Let's add some rim lights to the side here. Because we've been scribbly, and I'd really like this kind of style because you don't have to be super tight with it. It's just... just lay the shapes down. It's very what's the word? Impressionistic, I think, to be fancy schmancy with my words. I know art history. I really don't. I think I failed that in high school. All right, so I reckon this is a success for what it is, to get into the mode of, what you call it, just a warm up. A little bit of that highlights. The highlights can be hit and miss sometimes. Like maybe something like that. Maybe we do a little bit of specular highlights on the nose, something there. Maybe this isn't going to be as shiny, right? So her head isn't made of glass. So we can kind of like knock that back a little bit. So it almost looks like it's coming through the hair a tad. You know, and then we come here and then we go bada bing, bada boom. A little bit of the highlights on the fingers. Yeah, something like that. That's kind of cool. Maybe we darken the... This is a warm-up, Ben. We don't need to keep going. The eyebrows. Yeah, cool. I like. Very nice. It's like a flour tortilla that's thick, has cheese with meat inside. Sounds like something I would like. So yes, I do like it without even trying it. Sad state of affair. Run with it. Puberty, that is. Yeah, just gotta push through it. At 30 years old, finally getting there. All right. So I think I'm all warmed up. So I'm actually wanting to do this kind of thing with this guy, right? So this is kind of a sketchy. I wanted to play around with the colors. Right, and I added this on my stories, but it was a funny kind of coincidence. Like what I did was I was playing around with like the hue and saturation, or the hue in particular, and I'm imagining that could be like the animation if... So this is art block, right? This is my interpretation of art block. So if art block starts hitting me, this is what happens. Shit just goes haywire. It's just like bam, 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 while he's like sort of getting attacked. It was kind of like a happy little accident. But I want to refine some of this stuff, right? So this is meant to be a drawing pad, which it doesn't look like it at the moment. So I've got to fix all this up. Got to make some iterations. Got to fix the face. The face is looking a bit jank at the moment, but we'll get there. So warm up done. Congratulations, everybody. Let's remove the warm up. Oh, ARG, you legend. Thank you, because I would have forgotten. Record. 3, 2, 1. We're recording. Absolute legend. Appreciate ARG. Me versus art history. That's kind of cool. I don't mind that. Flippy Fee, I'm doing well. Welcome. I hope you're doing well. Sugar beets, I'm going to have to disagree with that, because I'm going to hesitate that you don't know him, and at the same time I don't know him. I'm not looking to get into an argument, but I do like Joe Rogan. All right. Let's go. All right, so the face. So let's get up the reference. Sarah, yeah, it's not exactly a sketch. Not exactly. So let's load Spider-Sona. So I've got a bunch of references. So I was referencing this guy when trying to understand the rendering. You notice how this one feels more 3D? This is what I'm going to get this to, because this is like pretty rough at the moment. I want to get it to this kind of level. I like this guy as well. This is cool. But yeah, just got a bunch of, yeah, got my weird references and stuff like that. Just got a bunch of different ones. I really like this. This was interesting. Right, seeing the 3D model and how they put their rendering. Should we? Yeah, look, we've all got different opinions. That's fine. I welcome different opinions. That's fine. All right, so let's organize these. Cool thing with PureRef, you can go, what is it? Images, arrange, optimal. That'll do. But what I'm actually looking for, this wasn't optimal because I've lost, no, here. This is what I'm looking for. Because you've got the texture of the hair, but you've got the smoothness of the skin. So I'm just gonna, this is gonna be a bounce around stream. I'm just gonna go and we'll see where we end up. All right, using a lot of shapes. Oh, In Excess, sad state of affairs. In Excess is good. Do I do much grayscale work or do I mainly start with color studies? It changes. There's no one way that I always do it. I think I can't even remember last stream. But yeah, it changes all the time. All right, so I'm looking at the light source, right? So we've got the light coming kind of this way, because if I did the light source top down, this would all be in shadow because of the cap, you know, so that would be annoying. What I do think I need to do is knock down some of these shadows, right? So add in some darker shadows. It's a fine line with this. So let's actually brighten this up. Catch you later, Sock. Appreciate ya. Sad state of affairs. Yeah, glad to have you. Yeah, that was a good one. In Excess. Cold Chisel. That's an oldie, like some old school Australian rock. I do enjoy a bit of that. See, I've got such eclectic taste. I'll go from like NWA to like Johnny Cash to like just whatever fits the mood. Too orange. This is way too orange. So yeah, you guys got to have some patience with me with figuring this out, because this is all I don't have a planned like set. Okay, I just need it's not paint by numbers. This is figuring stuff out on the fly. So actually, let's just straight up paint. Sometimes I find that helpful. Once this gets past a point where there's all these different layer modes and stuff, I've just merged this all down onto the one layer, and it's easier for me to just merge it down and then just start painting, because I'm trying to look at the values, you know. So the light's going to hit here, and then it's going to sort of gradate down slowly but surely. And then we can come through with the sort of, like different brushes and stuff to smooth things out if we want. But I'm thinking about things, again, still thinking in 3D all the time. So I'm thinking about the wireframe. Let's add an easier to see brush. All right, so I'm thinking about that. And then I'm thinking about how this is kind of coming down here, tucking underneath, and then following down like that. All the way through, all the time. It's all about the wireframes, the lips, the chin, all of that, you know? Because that's informing where I'm putting my lights and where I'm putting my darks. So even in the shadows here of the eye, there's going to be a lighter portion on the eyelid itself. Your telly growing up was grayscale. Nice. Primal. Yeah, it is patience, but it's pushing through the ugly stage it's kind of like pushing through it so many times and getting in the habit of pushing through it versus starting again. You just know it's part of the process. You just get used to it. Sarah G. This is an interesting one. Color harmony, right? I think about it a little bit sometimes, but not really conscious. I'm not super conscious of it. I'm not saying like, oh, this skin color against this red is going to work out. It's a lot of experimentation for me. You know, it's I'm not super dialed in. Like, it's not a formula for me. Like I'll seldom, if ever, use like color palettes with a painting. There's actually a very interesting podcast, one of Proco's more recent, I think it was Draftsman podcast, where, what's his name? Jeff Watts. He was talking about color. I think it's his latest one with Jeff Watts. It was a little while ago, but he was saying that, yeah, color, like once you've got values and that kind of stuff, color can become pretty intuitive, which was interesting. I hadn't heard too many people talk about that. And he was even talking about how some, excuse me, I've got indigestion. Some artists, they don't even, it's intuition, because once you understand values, lights and darks, colors you can have a lot of leeway with. You can have like a lot. Because if I grayscale this, it still reads, right? And I can color this without looking at the colors, but as long as that sort of value structure is there, I can mess around with the colors all I want, and more often than not, they'll still fit, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Men at Work. Colin Hayes. Yeah, look, I've not listened to too much Men at Work, to be honest. But no, they're Very good Aussie band as well. The Tragically Hip. That's kind of cool. Autosave just happens, I think, in Photoshop. But yeah, I'm in the habit of just Command Z. Not Command Z. I'm in that habit as well. Command S. Just saving as I go. Especially if it's looking how I want it to. I'll do like, oh, quick. Better save this because it's looking good. Don't want to lose it. All right, so here I started off with the shapes. It was very shapely. But now I'm kind of smoothing it out a little bit because I kind of wanted it to... I want to see if I could fit it into the actual movie itself, if it would make sense. Right, so I'm just really trying to think, particularly with this other eye, right? It's a temptation to like match it to this side, particularly in the 3/4 view. And there's a bigger mistake because that's not how it would actually be in 3 dimensions. You're going to see the roundness of this outer eye here. That's going to be more apparent. Now, let's think how this nose, this schnoz of mine, how it would be affected by the light. So these simple shapes are good just to like lay down the foundation. And then you can come in and... This is nice. I like this. This gives it more structure. Getting there. The top of this nose is going to be somewhat hit by light. So we're just going to add a bit of that here. You can see I was playing around with different textures. We'll come over the top and do that again eventually. So I'm doing a lot of zooming in and out. ARG, appreciate you, my friend. Alright, see how this is starting to come together a little bit more? This needs to be a smoother transition in here. So we'll add that down here, brighten up the values. Alright, let's smooth this out. Get the it's just a soft round brush. Nothing fancy. Really nothing fancy at all. Now I'm umming and ahhing about the facial hair, like how to tackle that. because I could keep it this more like squiggly kind of deal, but I don't know if I like that. His eyes need work as well. They need to be a little bit more. They need some volume. So what we can do is we can just use the default Photoshop selection tool to come through here. Because there is that balance between like the 3D model and the 2D sort of rendering style that they've got over the top. So I'm just trying to find that balance here. Travis, no, it's not the Mandela effect. No, I did do like a little post, like a community post on YouTube saying that it will be today. This is a one-off. It'll be back to regular programming next week. Okay, now let's assess. Let's look. So we've got this here. We've got a bit of this top lip. Should be just slightly lighter in the shadow. Particularly that sort of peak there. Pattern. Appreciate it. Yeah, sculpting is amazing. I've only just recently gotten into it. Highly recommend giving it a whirl. So much fun. If you just want to like lose hours, yeah, do it. Or gain hours, depending on how you want to think about it. Alright, I think I might flatten this out, just get a little bit clearer that this is a block of like facial hair. So it looks a little bit more 3D. Yeah, Sarah, it's an interesting one because I don't think it's wrong to have like a formula. It just never clicked with me. It seemed like very, very overwhelming. I was just like, oh shit, like I understand complementary colors, right? And like analogous colors and blah, blah, blah. But it's good to think about that sometimes, but I don't know, to be honest, it just really hasn't helped me up until this point. I might, again, this can all change. I might discover that this way of thinking is the best way for me at this point in time. And then next week I experiment with a particular color palette and start to dive deep into more color theory. And it's like, oh, what was I doing this whole time? So yeah, experimentation, I reckon, is the name of the game. But yeah, values first for me. Without values, none of it matters. None of it matters at all. Okay. I did bake in the rim lights here, which is annoying. That's all right. Even with this ear here, just having that, well, that clear indication of whatever that ear thing's called. Now, this is another question. Do I want webs? Like on the face? I don't know if I do actually. If I were to do that, so let's go to let's start playing around with this head, because I reckon we can clean this up quite a bit. Let's knock it all down, merge it. Let's be crazy. Now let's use the screen layer mode. Maybe they can be like just subtle, just like a little subtle. Like something that's not like, okay, cool, we've got webs and webs and webs and webs and webs. It's just like little, something like this maybe, I don't know. That's kind of cool. I don't know if I like it or not though. Don't hate it. Don't love it. So I think they can be a little bit more subdued as well. Actually, I like it to a certain degree, but maybe we knock them right back. So it's just like just a little hint. Yeah, let's keep this layer on its own, so we can take it on and off if we want to. Art of Ant. Yeah, cross hatching could be cool. Venom VR sculpting. Definitely. That'd be sick. Travis. That'd be crazy if they did. Yeah, I don't know. We'd have to have a conversation. Okay, why? What's going on here? Okay, there we go. We're back. There needs to be a little bit more of the face here, I think. because I've got a longer head. I've got to kind of match that in this Spider-Man. Got to remember to flip it. ARG, good call. Good call. Oh, good. Yes. Thank you, ARG. Remove. Oh, good call. See, this is a team sport right now. Thanks, man. Mr. Brightside, good to have you. Favorite artist, YouTuber. Oh, where do I start? There's so many. Yeah, where do I start? I mean, you've got Proco, enjoy Proco stuff. You've got Ahmen Aldoori, you've got Cynics, you've got Slew. What's the other guy's name? Oh, I can't remember. He's just built himself a warehouse, which has given me massive inspiration to do the same. $10, that's the one. Patton, there you go. You got it. Yeah, a bunch of others that I'm forgetting. that I'm forgetting. Actually got I like Polygon. Actually got a collab with him coming up soon, which is going to be cool. That's in the works. Who else? Some sculpting ones. Sculpture Gig is great. I love his stuff. I really like Sam Does Arts as well. Who else? ARG. Aaron Blaze, definitely. Haven't watched too much of Mark's stuff. But Aaron Blaze, of course. He's amazing. Love his stuff. Yeah, I love how Sam does arts. I love how Sam simplifies his rendering. I've got to take a page out of his book, I reckon. All right, now let's work on this guy. As I said, I'm going to be like bouncing around. And my spider senses are seeing shapes really clearly. So that's just a quick placeholder of what my spider sense is going to be. So let's add in. I really don't like this. I'm just going to delete. I like the hand. That's about it. We'll start that from scratch. Let's be crazy. Let's merge it all down. Bugger it. Bam. Merge. Okay, so here we've got some of these cool color variations which we can play around with if we do the hue shifts. Could do it manually as well if we wanted to. Why is this not showing? Control D. Ah, because I'm on delete, that's why. Maybe do, yeah, color. Ah, Travis. Means a lot. But what you want to be is the version of you. You don't want to be like me. You want to be like you. Your version of you, if that makes sense. I appreciate it though. I know what you mean. It means a lot. I have artists that I look up to. But this is all just a skill. That's the thing. I think there's too much. What's the word? Too much. Yeah. What is the word? There's too much weight, I think, put on the skill that others have. It is a skill, you know. This is all can be learned. It's not some mystical fucking thing. It is all doable, and I'm living proof of it. Yeah, emphasis. Pattern, yeah, I was thinking about that at the same time, like when I was doing that. It's like the Fisher Price. Yeah, good call. That's a good call. Sad state of affairs, I agree. But yeah, this is all like, yeah, it's all learnable. Most things can be figure outable. Now, even though there's going to be color variation here, we want to be careful not to ruin the illusion of light. So we want to add this transition, so as if it's like top-down lighting. So I kind of, let's just go grayscale for a little while. Or just a bit. Just to get the understanding of where the light's going to hit, where it's going to fall off. All that good stuff. So this is going to be lighter up here. So many, yeah, I know. It's an issue. I've got a lot of layers and then I've forget to name them. It is an issue. Alright, so this is going to fall off and sort of be somewhere in the middle here. So you see I'm starting to get a gradient from like top down, but it's kind of faceted because I'm getting all these little blocks of color. Let's see what I've got. Whoa, that's pretty intense. We can come over the top of it and make it a little bit more red if we need to. John, welcome. Finally caught the live. Glad to have you. Egg. Thank you so much. I want to get into animation. Very cool. Yeah, it depends. You don't necessarily have to learn backgrounds. It really depends what you want to do. It doesn't have to be like a focus necessarily. You can start animating today if you wanted. Okay, light source. Let's think. Light source is coming down here. I wanted these to be almost like inset eyes, so they're not just like on the outside. You can see that with the silhouette here. So these are almost like a 3D form that's sort of dipping in. So this is going to catch the light. It's probably going to catch more light here, to be honest. But let's add that in here. And even catching a little bit more light here. Flippy fee. Yeah, I've been there. I have been there. Let's add in that screen layer of those webs, just like we had on this guy. Too much. I did want to figure out, I mean, this is maybe, I think I'll post this first, but I did want to figure out how to animate this face and just have me like different expression, like go between different expressions. That'll take some time, I think. I know that'll take a lot of time. I know it will. But even here, so this is where we can utilize the texture to our advantage to show form, right? Because this is kind of like pushing into his cheek. So if we had another one coming down in there somehow, you know, so it looks a bit weird. Maybe one's enough. Something like that. Yeah. How's that looking? Still not a fan of the face. I've got to do a lot of work on that. Let's add some of these color variations to the hand. Someone did have a great idea. I can't remember who it was in my DMs, of having like this glove on the hand. So I'm gonna play around with that, I think. So here's the hand. Let's get rid of the rim lights for now. Yeah, keep that shadow there. Let's see what that looks like. I don't know if I would want it 100%, but maybe that's just like the pattern on the glove, it's on the hand itself. So that first finger is going to be cut off, and maybe, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. All right, so we'll have this maybe blue, so it's like more traditional Spider-Man. So what have I got? I've got these two fingers off, the thumb off, and the last two fingers are fully covered. So let's do an overlay layer mode maybe. Oh, or multiply. Maybe multiply looks cooler. And then we can show that they're kind of cut off. That's kind of cut off. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Good call, whoever that was. I can't remember. My apologies. I like. That's sick. Yep, I'm down with that. But because it's a darker value, I still don't want to lose some of that the 3D-ness with the light source. So what we can do is we can come over the top screen layer, maybe make it a bit darker so it's not as like in your face, and just add back in some of these lights, just a smidge. Yeah, and that breaks it up a little bit, so it's not all just like red, which is cool. Big fan. Dylan, welcome. Flippy Fee, this was the warm-up. Because I was going to do it, because I'm doing characters more so today. This is what I did as the warm-up. And I think we can do something cool with this metallic thing as well. We can play with some overlay layer modes to make it feel a little bit more homemade. And yeah, that's a pencil in his cheek. So I'm kind of like, like what's that gonna be? Thanks, Travis. Yeah. So it's gonna be all different materials. So if I'm sculpting, it like shoots out like a sculpting tool, and then just swaps between them. And it's getting lost here, but the rim lights are gonna fix that eventually. Maybe I just add them in quickly, just so I can get a feel for the composition. No, because that brush is on a different layer, so we need to add another one on top of here. Speaking of getting lost with the layers. Let's brighten that up quite a bit more. Yeah, still there's some weird tangent stuff going on here. I might have to fiddle around with that a bit more. Like have it coming out like at a slightly different angle. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That's a finicky thing to wait till later to mess around with. What can we do? Do we want like leather straps here or something? It's getting a bit much. See, as I said, this is going to be a bounce around stream. Nah, pattern, imagine. Smart to flip the vertical axis to see weight of both sides mirrored. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. I'm sorry. All right, let's add some multiply like we did with this one, doing the combination between sort of that what do you call it? That's like soft brush shadows in combination with the shapes. There's like a nice little effect. Now, even with the finger as well, let's see if we can do it just with shape. This is going to be a challenge. So I want to think. If it's going to be like that. So let's put an imaginary like fingernail there, just so the fingernails actually really help the direction of the hand. So just for a placeholder, let's put like a fingernail there. Then this is going to sort of maybe come down over here. This is where reference would actually come in really handy, but I'm being a bit lazy here because I can't be bothered taking the screenshot. I think we're due for a, I think we're due for a break soon as well. Just a little break. Yeah, maybe I do take a screenshot just to get, because this top of the finger, see, this is what it is. It's problem solving, this whole thing. I don't have this in my head. But I do like exploring the shapes sometimes without doing line. I find that I can almost see better in shape than line sometimes. Not all the time. That's nice, delineating that neck and head. It gives it more dimension. Ah, pattern, that's not a bad idea. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. That's more detail later, so I'll keep that in mind. All right, so let's shape up this. This hand here, maybe we... No, let's do this underneath. It's going to be easier. So we want it to fit behind the hand, but this can all be changed. There's no stress here. Let's get rid of that. So it does look like he's popping out of it a little bit. So move that there and up a tad. And then maybe, so I want this to, someone mentioned this last stream and it was really, really helpful. Breaking the Z axis or the Z axis, depending on how you mention it. So basically the depth, instead of having everything on like the X and Y plane or like 2D, seeing how, or situations where, I think it was maybe Ouroboros, shout out. If my memory serves me correctly, but just having things that give it depth, you know, like his hand is in front of his head, his neck is behind his head, this piece of paper is sort of folding towards him, you know, it just gives it a bit of dimension. I'm going to redo the spider sense things as well, because I think they're not fantastic. Fantastic. So let's just get some of these shapes going, just like bam, 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 bam. All right, I think a little break is on the cards. Maybe this is actually, as he keeps going, maybe this is the drawing board. So this is like a grey, not a grey, more like a wood colour. And then you see the paper sort of folding back. That could make sense. And then maybe some wood texture, just for as a placeholder. Oh, it's on delete, that's why. I don't know if I like this or not, but it's fine for now. Wood texture, blah, 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 whatever. It kind of just looks like a random piece of wood that you pick up from the street, but that's okay. We'll fix it. Maybe give it some thickness. Maybe that's where I'm going wrong. Then maybe we have this folding out there a little bit more. Then we might want some shadow. So much for the break. It'll be coming soon. And he needs some more fingers. And now this is an interesting one because it doesn't quite look like his hand is on this yet. So what we can do is we can actually darken up some of these touch points, which helps sort of like connect the object. In this case, it's his hand. Maybe even have the thumb. The thumb looks jank as at the moment, but we'll get there. Have the thumb come down. No, Phil. You got that like crease that'll be there with the hand. So it's, yeah, slowly getting there. Now it feels like it's sitting a little bit more in 3D space. The materials are interacting, you know. Yeah. No worries, Travis. No, I appreciate you guys popping in. It keeps me company because I'll be doing this anyway. So just turn on the camera, having a chat. Catch you later, Patton. Appreciate you popping in. Good call, Flippy Fee. Maybe have some stickers on there and stuff as well. Maybe some stream only Easter eggs. Maybe we do have like a couple of berry stickers or something. I don't know. Something. We'll figure it out. Actually, with the drawing board, oftentimes there's like a rubber band, at least on mine, that you'd sort of like throw. Catch you later, ARG. Appreciate you popping in. All right. Let's have a quick break. All right, back in 5 minutes. All right. See you in a sec. All right, we're back. Okay, let us continue. Alright, I think I found an issue. Let's get rid of this. I think I found an issue here. That's better. That was doing my head in. This needs to be more rounded out. Better. Super. I'm streaming on a Tuesday over here. Yeah, had to move it around this week, but it will be back to normal next week. Travis, still trying to be more active during live. Active. Oh yeah, as in health wise. Yeah, definitely. That'll be the next break. We'll do some squats if that's what you mean. Yeah, I've been slacking on those. We need to get back to the rhythm of health and fitness. All right, this face is. Let's get rid of a lot of the. I think this texture's throwing me off a bit. Yeah, there generally is, Flippy. It's pretty quick. I just do squats. Usually when I take a break. We will get back to that routine for sure. So I'm just knocking out some of this texture and I'll bring it back in if it makes sense. Because also what you got to do sometimes with the eyes is measure across, particularly with the 3/4. Like where would that lid be? I had the lid up here, which kind of looked a bit wrong. So that sort of crease of the upper lid would sort of, the highest it would be is about here, which does make a big difference because the eyes are the things that we look at the most, right? So getting that correct is pretty important. Thanks, Super. Yeah, it's getting there, slowly but surely. It's getting there. Alright, let's have a look at this. Top lip's going to be a little bit darker just because of the shadows. I think this, let's duplicate you. I think this jumper, well, could be a little bit lighter. Yep, that feels a bit better. Merge it down. So then we can come back in and have some of these darker shapes. Tanner, I've not seen it yet. Truth be told, I haven't had an opportunity to. But looking forward to checking it out eventually. All right. So we've got this to a point. Where I don't hate it, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. So I like to actually move on to this guy. Yeah, move on to this guy. Now let's utilize what we did, excuse me, with our character here in the warm-up. See if we can get something similar happening with this guy. So let's duplicate and merge. Travis, yeah, it's a tricky one. Still not quite there yet. So got to think a little bit about anatomy as well. I like how expressive these eyes can be as well. I'm just playing with the shapes. Can really clarify a bunch of stuff. It's not in the details. It's in the big shapes. Tanner, yeah, I've got one in the works at the moment. Definitely. So that, I'm hoping, I've said this many times, but I actually believe it will be out this week. So that's exciting. And then I just want to get to a cadence where I can just start pumping YouTube videos out on like a regular routine, you know? So here I'm still thinking about values. Light source is coming down. A big part of the aesthetic of like Enter the Spider-Verse or Into the Spider-Verse or whatever it is, these really, really graphic shapes, which I love. So let's get rid of the shadow for the moment. I don't know if you noticed, but even getting these like solid shapes in, like this, sorry, getting these shapes in and being more graphic with it makes him feel even more solid. rather than like this kind of like sketchy kind of stuff. But like a combination between the two is where it's at. Trying to find that balance. Oh, hell yeah, Tanner. That's great. Yeah, I've heard that a lot actually. Yeah, people seem to enjoy that one. So I shall make some more. So I like the idea of it getting, it like holding my like drawing hand. So I've got to find out a way to make that clear. Yeah, I think the thread app's cool. I've only done one post on it, but yeah, it's just another tool to get stuff out there, you know. And because it's at war with Twitter, hopefully it means that it's good for the content creators, you know, because they're going to try and get people onto the platform, which potentially could mean more reach. Just like how when TikTok first sort of started to come out, and then then Reels happened, and then Shorts, and like the reach on those was just like crazy. Yeah, super. I don't know the ins and outs of it. All I know is that when companies are at war, it's good for the users. Because they want you on the platform, right? So that's why I recommend trying out new features and things like that, because they'll be pumping it to new people. Art of Ant. Oh, not anytime soon, I don't think. But yeah, maybe one day. Because that takes a long time, I think. The order of things, like the release of things that's going to happen with me, is I'm going to start selling the sculpts later on this year. Spin up that side of the business. Then around the same time, I'm hoping to get my new course out, which will be good. And those are my main focus for this year, because I think if I do anything more, it's just going to dilute my attention and then I'll burn out. Oh, where's the music gone? And we're back. All right, so I want my little wrist thing on here. I appreciate it, Art of Ant. Thanks, Tanner. Yeah, it's the thing. It's just shapes. It's the same principle, you know. That's what I found, at least. Tanner. Yeah, I've been drawing on and off for most of my life. And because it was fun, that's really the beginning and end of it. There's nothing really more than that. Yeah, I've always been interested in it. Always enjoyed the challenge of trying to draw stuff. Yeah, sorry, I've gone quiet. I'm in concentration mode. I'm in flow, which doesn't make for a terribly interesting back and forth stream wise, but this is what these sort of study times are. We've got to sort of ebb and flow, go back and forth between chatting and the art. This is where I'd like to do more focused streams potentially. So there is like a clear beginning, middle and end. Yeah, go for it. In chat, share what you're working on. Kenley, welcome. Flatline, nice. The Grum build, welcome. I have drawn on the iPad. Yeah, it's good fun. NCH. I use alien clay for these sculptures. And then I have a concept that I have in mind. And then I start chipping away at it. I'll probably do more streams on that. It's hard to kind of give a great breakdown with it, but it's a kind of clay that doesn't dry out. So it's you've got to kind of manage the heat with it. So you got to warm it up. I have a little slow cooker that I use to keep the clay kind of warm. Then I use various tools just to sort of slap stuff on, but it's very analogous to another big word, to drawing. Starting with the biggest shapes first is the goal. Because it makes it very, very difficult if you start going into the details. Super, yeah, it's Siobhan. Dazzling, good to have you. Yeah, Alien Clay is owned by Siobhan. I think it's their version of Monster Clay, I believe. It's cool stuff. It's really, really cool stuff. I love working with it. Yeah, NZH. Yeah, that's why I get like a cheap little, I think it's like 25 bucks, little slow cooker and just turn it on low. So it's always like at a malleable kind of heat. Yeah, I use the hard one. I use the hard one. I like it because you can really get details in there. All right, let's work on this thing. Now, this was kind of the vibe I was going for. I want to get rid of all the detail and just get the big shapes and get it feeling clear. So we can even come here and just I actually like it a little bit simpler. Now, do we want a direction of it? Because he's kind of pulling away from it. So do we want this to feel like it's sort of going that direction? How would we do that? I like it being more like very sharp edges, not like an ooze necessarily. Toki, welcome. Super. Now I'll show you. This is the beauty of this stuff. Yeah, half. So here, see how hard that is? But this is still workable, right? So you can start molding and scraping and that kind of stuff, but because it's hard, it allows you to get like really nice details in there. So, and then what you do is then you create like a silicon mold, and then you can cast it in whatever you want. I'm going to be casting these in resin, I think. Yeah. Create like a base for them and have them sort of cast in resin. It's magical stuff. I bloody love it. $128. Glad you enjoyed that one. I appreciate it, Dazzling. Yeah, it's a good little tool. NZH, that's awesome. You've been enjoying the sculpting. Art of Ant. Yeah, no, it'll still be workable to a certain degree. But then what I have is like a pin flame. You can also use solvents as well, like turpentine and isopropyl alcohol and that sort of stuff. What we can also do, we can play around with blur. So maybe, just as a test, I'm just testing it for now. Not making any promises, but if we duplicate this, and then come here, so then that's on its own thing, then we can go filter. It'd be motion blur, I think. That is dynamic as fuck. Using buzzwords and all. Yeah, I like that. We can. What I want to do is add some color in there as well. Yeah, chromatic aberration for sure. Okay, we know that that works. So let's just add that in there for... We can do it a little bit, we can do it a lot. That's more like it. So it's just like... It's like out of focus. That's great. Okay, I like. So we keep that. But let's go and... Let's keep working on this thing. So what I'd like to do... I got some real inspiration. This guy, let's get onto Instagram. I want to shout him out because this stuff was beautiful. And I've saved a bunch of stuff. This is also a note as well to go back into your saves and check out stuff because I know what it's like. You save, and then you forget to go back and actually do anything with it. So I'm just trying to find, yeah, here's my saves. Get a sneak preview of the stuff that I like. Yeah, this guy, Patrick Gannis. So nice. Like I got a lot of inspiration from seeing this one. So this is like the spot, but I wanted to sort of do it in my own kind of way. I love how he's got depth and variation in here. It's not just like a black nothingness. So if I can get a little bit of that vibe in here, I think that would go well with Le Art Block. So yeah, Patrick Gannis, go check him out. Very, very cool. Yeah, NZH. I struggle with that because my tendency is to go way detailed. Too detailed, some may say. Actually, I want to look up a galaxy. Galaxy reference. Galaxy reference. To even get more of that vibe. Galaxy. Like this kind of thing. I mean, that's pretty detailed, but if we can get like the impression of that, I think that could be kind of cool maybe within the... Because I want to do like blocks as well, like cubes in there. Also, this could be me way over engineering this for what it needs to be. Let's get a couple more. Like I like this kind of deal. But even like those purples and blacks, and it's sort of what, was it Patrick? Yeah, Patrick. Kind of what Patrick, I got that kind of vibe here. But I want to sort of see how I can make it my own. Yep, that's it, Super Trooper. I've got no idea, to be honest, but that sounds good. So let's get this idea of like the galaxy. Maybe even having like a hint of his, like Spider-Man's. Color in here, just a hint, because it is art block and I feel like it's just like a deep nothingness. Maybe it's starting to suck some of the color out of him. So that could be something. Maybe, I don't know. With layers, I just go and layer stuff on top until I don't want to anymore. You know, like there's no super rhyme or reason at the moment. I'm just saying they're almost like, I think of like the layers almost as experiments. And I'll go like experiment. Cool, I like how it's going. Collapse. Experiment. So at least if I don't want to, or it's not looking the way I want it to, I can always just go back to where it was before, you know. Catch you later, Flippy Fee. It's my absolute pleasure. Appreciate you coming through and keeping us company. Cat an event moment. That's it, Flatline. That's on BTSV. BTSV. That's... I can't think of that acronym. What is BTSV? So this is kind of like looking galactical a little bit. And I really like how Patrick added some of those beyond, of course. Sorry. Like he added some of these like little shapes and stuff. That was really cool. Because you've got this in the sort of background, or it's like sort of further away. So a lot of these shapes I want to have quite large and then quite small down here. If that makes sense. And maybe we can take a look at this is going to be not very good because it's like uniform. Oh, that's not terrible. Just some like a little stars. Now, how would I make these like nebula sort of weird things? Because I'd like to just grab a little bit of color in here, you know? We could also give it the illusion that it's still a 3D form as well, so it's almost see-through. So I wonder if we even like use wireframe, or the idea of it being like a three-dimensional form kind of wrapping around somehow. I don't know, I'm just playing at the moment, got no clue. Which can give it direction as well. And maybe it gets more colourful at the edge because it's like sucking some of the colour out of him. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we can add some real like saturated parts. Just like super saturated. Just to give it a little bit of, you know, a little bit of pop. Maybe it's actually reflecting some of his, like this is reflecting back up somehow. I don't know. Yep, true. Super. When the Tento, is that, let's have a look. What is it? No Way Home. No Way Home. Before you go for the look of ERR. Try to search it up. Oh. No Way Home. Sky. Villains. Oh, yeah. This kind of deal. Yeah, no, I wasn't even thinking of that, but yeah, no, that sort of makes it less original, but oh well, looks cool. I'm really not too concerned. This isn't a client thing. Yeah, because I did want rocks and like blocky things in there as well. That could be cool. Good call, NZH. Then we can even add some darker darks in here. It's kind of... some of those like blocks of just the bricks that are the art block. They're just hard to get through. Then yeah, maybe we can use what Super was saying with a bit of Fresnel for those of you playing at home. It's basically just reflections on the outside. And because it's on like a white sort of studio lighting kind of deal. Whoa. Oh, not now, I'm on stream. Not now. Yeah, I don't know if I like that too much. Kind of takes away from it a little bit. But we can still play. Let's see. Okay, so we've got it to this point here. Let's group it, duplicate it, merge it. The old GDM, group, duplicate, merge. See, I've got acronyms as well. All right. Let's see how, how that blur is going to go. Motion blur. Yeah. Nice. That's cool. See all that detail just goes to shit. Maybe we do a little bit less. Nah. Or maybe it's even more like turbulent. It's just like far out. Shit's getting hectic. That's cool. And then maybe we utilize color dodge. Le color dodge. To add some of these like crazy effects. This is just fun because there's no like real rhyme or reason with it. I'm just messing around. Like maybe long streaks to better represent that. Yeah, no, looking kind of cool. Getting there. Jacob, I talked a little bit about this earlier in the stream. If you want to go back maybe like an hour or so. I did talk a little bit about the color choices. Yeah, having it stuck to the thing. Maybe this is where we could play with the idea of that, and then have almost like the colors being sucked out of him. I don't know if that's clear or not. Hold on. That's kind of cool. Yeah, have it part. I want it partly on his face. That's cool. I don't hate that. Tells a bit more of a story. And then his like spidey senses are just scribbles. I like that idea that I had. Where's like a really rough? Maybe something along those lines. Looks a little weird. I don't know if I like that or not. I think I could be more deliberate with these spidey senses. There needs to be, I think, some difference in the background instead of it just all being white. Mm. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that, but it does help with wanting to do something like this, so then I can add in the rim lights. Yeah, it makes it's making it pop. Definitely, the rim lights are a lifesaver. Yeah, the background. Yeah, you want to keep it because there's a lot going on here. I'm thinking I want to keep this more subdued. Like even. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is something I'm going to have to tweak and change off stream because there's just going to be a lot of boring messing about. Travis, exactly. Appreciate it, Sarah. Catch you later, Art of Ant. I'll catch you in the next one. Yeah, those Spidey senses need more pizzazz. No, too much pizzazz. The grey feels a little bit there. Yeah, I really don't know. I don't like that. I mean, from a value perspective, it's alright. Maybe we lighten the value just a tad. Why is that? I know why. I know why. Then I believe, let's try this chromatic aberration on this foreground element. So I think you go here, you choose red, and you select them all, then you select all, and then you go, yeah. Gives chromatic aberration. What about on him? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, look, I think this is something to tweak back and forth in my own time. We need some shadow from the thing itself, I think. So then that's going to affect him. So maybe this. So actually there's going to be shadow, drop down shadow there. So then something like that maybe. I don't know. I don't have the answers. Nah, that messes with it too much. Yeah, I was thinking that, but I also don't want to take NZH from like adding colors in the darkness. I don't want it to take away from the Spider-Man though. That's the thing. Like it's a balance. Flatline. Appreciate you. Right, yeah. Welcome. Good to have you back. I reckon I might go for another 5 to 10 minutes and then we might wrap it up. Do we want to make him a bit bigger? Maybe, possibly. Does that feel better? Or do we actually move him over? Yeah, that could feel the... I don't know. Nah, I think that gives better perspective back there. Jeremy, welcome. Appreciate it, Venom. Yeah, it could be Travis. Thanks, Shad. Yeah, I might. I've got to watch the thing first. I've got to watch the show, the movie. All right, let's see how we've gone. So we worked on this. This is getting there, slowly but surely. I've got some more direction. I think we could maybe even bump this hand up in saturation, just to add some focus here. Maybe we even bump these colors up even more altogether. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Versus, that's a little bit duller. That feels better. Rod, yeah, no, I haven't yet. I've not seen it. Of course, Flatline. My absolute pleasure. Shard, yeah, I'd have to. It's on my to-do list, definitely, to check out. What I sometimes like to do is frame my characters somehow. Very industrial design-esque, you know, so having some sort of color or value to really, like, see, that can make him pop. That can also make him pop. So if I were to do the dark background, then this would need some popping out. So this is where we could do some of that for now. Or something, I don't know. It's a little bit too busy though for my liking. A little too busy. We could rim light it somehow. Yeah, I really don't know. Something to play with, something to explore. Yeah, not a fan of the dark background. Maybe we try paper texture because it's like an artsy fartsy Spider-Man. Paper texture from Unsplash. Pull this in. That kind of goes with the theme, I guess. And then we can make it more of like a craft paper kind of deal. I don't know. Then does that go all the way down? I don't hate that, but I don't love it either. No. I like it and the idea of it being sort of vignetted. Because that way... Yeah, I don't know. I'll explore. All right, let's catch up with chat before we head off. This is going to annoy me a lot. Yeah, I do just like, but yeah, I also like just this. This seems more graphic, seems clearer to me. What if we duplicate that? We go like that, we go like here, we go bada bam, bada boom. And then we color the rim lights. And lighten them right up. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. Don't ask me. All right, so let's catch up with chat. Jeremy, cool. So you're going from traditional to digital. That's nice. Same principles, just different tools. Thank you, Super. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't originally think of that, but it was, I think it was Travis? Maybe? Sparked that idea? Alex, I appreciate you. Yeah, Roger, I think I am as well. I think I just like the white. Keeping it simple, keeping it graphic. Got to refine the shapes here and there. The only thing with the white, you lose the rim lights, which is a shame. But you can still kind of see them. Awesome, Arshad. Really appreciate you popping in. N, thank you. That means a lot. On that note, I am owing a lot of squats, but I am starving right now, and I've got to head off because I've got some stuff to do. I've got to get this YouTube video out. That's the goal of this week. Wish me luck. It's going to be yesterday next week. So today it's Tuesday for me, so it's going to be Monday. If it's Monday for you, it's going to be Sunday. So yeah, this was just a one-off change in times, but we'll be back to our regular scheduling next week. I appreciate you, super. Do them squats. All right, fine. Good, dazzling, cool. All right, everyone, this is a good chance to stand up and get healthy because we're sitting all day and that can't be good for you. We'll do 10, all right, just to keep the habit and not bitch out like I was about to. Okay. Count them. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we are. Keep it healthy. Keep the habit. Keep the mind clear. All right. Yeah, new YouTube vid this week. That's what I'm hoping for. So I've got to get onto that. I've got to get editing. And thank you again. Really means a lot. You popping in and keeping me company. And that took it out of me. I'll see you in the next one. Catch ya.